Well, COP28 has continued, and as the COP28 President, Sultan Al Jaber, has urged countries this morning to get out of their comfort zones and work together to reach an agreement before the two-week summit ends on the 12th of December. He opened a session this morning as he said the summit have entered its toughest phase of negotiations. He said, I need you to step up and I need you to come out of your comfort zones. Let's please get this job done. For more details about COP28, we're joined again by Sal Jaffar, the founder and CEO of the first and only Environment, Social and Governance Knowledge Hub in the MENA region, esgmena.com. Sal, thank you as always for joining us here on Talk 100.3.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Hearing those comments from the COP28 presidents, how has that changed the mood? How has that inspired the sessions today at COP28?
Let me tell you that, let me talk about COP28. It is a second-to-none event. It is twice the size of any other COP, including the previous COPs. And we are seeing a very firm commitment from the UAE presidency and the leadership to be at the forefront, not only regionally but also globally across the board. What we are seeing really at this COP is advancing not only in a specific angle or a sector, but rather covering all sectors, holistic approach, a complete progress. So, as you know, we're seeing in terms of finance, green finance, also in terms of heavy industries such as cement and steel. Also, yesterday or day before yesterday, they announced about it, and also about in terms of recycling, very big, and also in terms of cooling. So everything, what we are seeing is we're seeing a holistic approach to all sectors across the board.
Looking at much of the news that's come, I do see today that the United Nations climate chief warned of a 10-metre sea level rise across the globe if COP28 parties do not bend emissions in the 2 years to reduce the global warming by 1.5 degrees Celsius. When these announcements are made like these dangers, does it come as a shock to the audience, or does this come as a way to inspire people to work together?
Oh, indeed, and most importantly, from the youth. Today, and in fact, Her Excellency Minister Shamma Al-Masrouhi was at the forefront as the world's youngest minister, as you know. She has been very vocal at the morning day briefing, press briefing, and we saw many calls on the advancement. As you know, the UAE leadership again has been focusing a lot on youth, not only in terms of climate, but in terms of everything, because it covers youth, as you know, are the future, and they cover the entire spectrum of ESG, being environment, being social, and in terms of governments and laws.
Other reports are coming out, Sal, that the COP28 is close to a big breakthrough on reducing the gassing heating our planet, essentially just find a way to ditch fossil fuels altogether. Do you have any inside information on how this was received, or what are the possibilities?
Let me tell you that the negotiations have entered into a very critical phase. It's very top level, beyond words. So the world's top leaders, that's exactly why we are expecting also further delegations, perhaps on the last day or the day before, also before the major announcement. So definitely it's something that is ongoing. No one can predict anything. The talks are very intense and again at the highest level. So and no one can predict anything in this regard. It's from east and west at the highest levels. The negotiations, we don't know what. But in terms of UAE, I believe the region, as MENA region, the announcements have already been made, as I said, across several sectors. So we are good. But at the global level, even the youth, we're seeing so many calls and some demonstrators around calling for the youth and the phasing down and phasing out, not phasing down, but rather phasing out of fossil fuel. So it is very intense at this stage, and it's as usual, the last days of COP, and perhaps maybe negotiations last 1 or 2 more days after COP before the final announcement is made. So I cannot predict. What also I would like to mention is the point, is the challenge that we are facing about the location, the venue of COP29. As you know, to date, we are very close to the closure in 5 days. We don't know where COP29 will take place. and it's a big, basically, debate and the speculations that are taking place in this regard.
There are some reports coming through. Bloomberg are reporting it could be in Azerbaijan, in Baku. Is there any chance that it may come back to Dubai for COP29?
But it's very much so. In fact, that's what I commented yesterday with my folks and my colleagues. There is a possibility, a tangible possibility that will stay in Dubai. Why Dubai? I will tell you why. Because initially it was supposed to be in Eastern Europe, so somewhere like Bulgaria. But because of the situation in Ukraine and the geopolitics between the East and West, between Russia and the Western Bloc, so we have reached a deadlock. So Dubai would be the best option available that is friendly UAE with everyone. It's in this regard. So it could, that is, and don't forget the infrastructure. The hosting a COP requires really very heavy infrastructure, and no one could do it better than UAE, as you know.
Is there any chance that COP28 could be split up so that you may have the event and maybe some of the negotiations in different countries?
No, it's unlikely. Okay. No, it's unlikely.
Well, I think that it is certainly a credit to everyone who's been involved with COP28 that there's even some talk of it returning here. But I think you're quite right, Sal, that we are certainly entering the toughest phase of climate negotiations in these final days of COP28. We appreciate you as always, Sal. Thank you very much for sharing your time and your insights.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you.
There is Sal Jaffar, who was speaking more about COP28 over the weekend. He is the founder and CEO of the first and only environment, social and governance knowledge hub in the MENA region. You can see the website esgmena.com, and as it does enter the final few days, we do urge you, if you haven't yet been down there, get your passes. The Green Zone tickets are available to the public. Head to the COP28 website and try and make yourself some time to get down there over the weekend. TSB, Talk Sport Business on Talk 100.3.